Well, we are rolling. Welcome back to another episode of LS Review. I'm your host, Monty LS. I'm not on camera today. I'm kind of like reworking some stuff, but today I am joined with Angel.
Hello.
So basically, Angel is somebody that I have found through Facebook, just like doing like my little research or whatever. And she makes music and stuff. This is my first time meeting her, so I kind of like we're all finna learn about Angel. So I don't know, like what's something like you would want to start off with, like so you would want people to know about you.
So I've been doing music all my life. I've technically been performing since I was 3 years old because my mom, she had me in the church, and so she would be on stage and like I wanted my own microphone. So at the age of 3, they gave it to me, and so I've been performing at churches when it started. Mm-hmm. And
so you grew up in church?
Yeah, Pentecostal.
Nope.
And yeah, you know, like I'm like very modern, but like I still am to this day Pentecostal. You know, like a lot of people grow out of it, but like I still I'm still like stay true to my beliefs and stuff. You know, so yeah, I grew up Pentecostal, and I grew up in the church and doing music, and then like eventually like later on in life, my cousin she taught me ukulele at the age of 11. I started learning, and then I got my own ukulele when I was 12, and then so. I started learning then, and then I started giving ukulele lessons at the age of 16. And then around that time, I had met a lady at a garage sale who she just like thought I was cool and introduced me to her daughter. And we was in this Keep Him King music ministry. So we were like teenage praise and worship leaders. It was so I was doing that, and then like you know I had a scholarship to Valor Christian College. I was going to try to get a degree for music ministry. Yeah. But I ended up meeting my baby dad when I was 18, and then like I got pregnant, and then from there things kind of went haywire.
Yeah. So I don't know. So damn, like it just sounds like you kind of been like involved with music since you were 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I don't know, like I guess like since you've been doing like music for so long, like how do you like look at it now? Like where are you trying to take it? Like what do you like really want to do with your music for real?
So I was still like I feel really passionate about music ministry still. Mm-hmm. And you know I would like to reach all people, you know, no matter what they believe in, you know, so like but you know I describe my mission as like a ministry because you know my beliefs and the type of music I put out, you know, I like to sing a lot of gospel, but I also like to do like a lot of rock, rap, and different genres, like anything with soul, jazz music too. And I like to really expand my variety of music just for like experience, you know, just to get a taste of everything. It's really good to explore.
Yeah. So I guess what I would want to talk about, because like I'm an artist myself too, and like basically like doing this like independently, like it takes a lot. Like you feel me? Like it takes a lot, and a lot goes into it. Like so like I don't know. I guess like have you like thought of like anything like that for real? Like far as like I don't know, I guess like a strategy and like far as like how you're releasing your music, because like I tried to like look you up and like I wasn't able to find any of your songs except for one song. And it was really fucking good. Like, it was called Her Heart.
Yeah.
Yes, that song is really fucking good. Like, I just wanted you to know that.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So, yeah, I have a couple of songs on iTunes. So, it was a theme picked up by Project Jericho. I was in Project Jericho, too, when I was younger. So, I had, like, stomach issues, like, and some, like, issues with like anxiety when I was younger, so like I was late to school. I ended up getting like stomach ulcers and stuff, and also dealing with endometriosis. I did have doctor's notes, but they still put me like on probation and stuff when I was.
What is that?
When probation for what, like juvenile?
No, like whatever was going on with your stomach.
Okay, so like endometriosis is like something with your ovaries. So like it can be like very painful sometimes, and like sometimes women have to get hysterectomies. Right. Like my mother, she had to get a hysterectomy at the age of 23, I'm pretty sure, and so she's a survivor. You know, like she's went through like chemos and radiations and stuff, and she's beat cancer 5 times.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to her. Because that definitely doesn't sound like nothing to play with. Like from my understanding, like some women like they got to get their whole like stuff removed. Like, you feel me? Like, they can't have kids. Like, all kind of crazy
right.
stuff.
And I have I'm 25 now, and I got 2 kids. So, you know, I'm doing pretty good though. You know, like I believe it's you know, like lots of prayer and just, you know, really believing, because like what you really put your faith in, like, you know, God can work miracles.
So you would say like you're a very like religious person?
I wouldn't say religious, but I'm very spiritual, and I do have a relationship with the Holy Trinity.
Yeah. So how would you explain being spiritual? Because like I think this is like a fascinating conversation, because like I feel like people just look at it differently. So like, what's your version of it?
So like being spiritual is like knowing that there is a realm beyond the physical, and like that realm will affect the physical and you know, all things, you know. So somebody who's spiritual knows that what they put, it's not just like, you know, in a sense of what you put your mind to, it's what you put your beliefs to, you know what I'm saying? Like what you can really make happen with your beliefs.
What's like? No, I definitely like highly do believe that. Like, I guess like a way like I would explain it, it's like I feel like the only concept like humans like we really understand is like good or bad, and like whatever that good or bad is like subjective to you, but like it definitely exists in this world. Like, you get what I mean? So like like that's super dope. But like so yeah, boom. Like I said, like when I was looking for your music, I found the one song, Her Heart. Can you just like tell me a little bit about that song, like far as like what's it about? Like, why'd you end up making it? Like, what do you remember around that time?
So I remember like both times songs got put out on iTunes by Project Jericho. They had picked the theme, and I had met them like through the court system, like being in juvenile stuff, because like, you know, my, you know, missing out in school and stuff sometimes, and so they put me in this program because they found out I was gifted, and so they picked these anti-bullying themes for both times I was there. So it was about anti-bullying, and the Her Heart theme, I think it was like an anti-bullying / like I don't know if I can remember correctly, but it was like something about like rising above something, you know. And I had thought about like some ladies I had met in church before, you know, had told me their stories, and I had seen like how, you know, how some church people could be like bashing them because like, you know, I had met some ladies when I was younger, you know, they had struggles, and then I remember in the church they was putting them down for their struggles when they had come to the church to get help. So I wrote this song about the women I had witnessed this happening to. She's got a heart, can't you see? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, look beyond that, like look into her heart, because, you know, it wasn't necessarily like a Christian song, like I wasn't singing like about Jesus necessarily, but it's like, you know, that's not the Christian thing to do, is to put somebody down because of their struggles, because 100%. Jesus wouldn't do that, and so I don't think anybody in the church should do that. So that's why I wrote that song, Her Heart.
Dope, fire. I don't know, I just really like that, because like it's just kind of crazy, because like I attempt to make music in like a similar way. Like I just particularly do like rap or whatever, but like when I make songs, like I want to convey an emotion or some kind of feeling that, like you said, like uplifts like people's spirits. And like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I 100% got that from that song. And like, I think you found like the right mix of like it not being religious, but it being like you said, like
uplifting.
Like very like uplifting, and like because like I feel like
it could reach everybody, you know.
And like I feel like a lot of like Christian artists like kind of like have like, I'm not saying you're a Christian artist, but Christian artists like kind of like have that like stigma against them, like oh my god, like I don't want to hear you rap about Jesus all day, like, you get what I mean? So like no, like I think that's like super beautiful, and like that's dope. But like now, like can you tell me a little bit more, like, because you said like that like basically like if I'm mistaken, like you said like kind of around the time like you was in like the juvenile system, like you got like like you was like making that song, like yes, kind of what was up with that?
So when I would,
or I guess like my fault, like how was that experience? That's how I want to put it.
Okay, so when I would go to juvie, like they would make me do like weekend sentences. So like they would give me like they could give me like chances. I was in middle school, and so they was like, you know, if you make it on time, because I would still make it to school every day, but I was making it late, you know, because I would wake up puking, you know. And so like the way they was treating me also at school, like, really also made me nauseous. So it was really hard to, like, get up in the morning and, you know, just go, you know. So I did have, like, you know, I wasn't just, like, acting out, you know. I just, you know, just kind of, like, unfortunate circumstances. And then I had met some people in there. They just noticed, like, because whenever I cope, because, like, I was very upset that I had to go to jail, you know. So each time I went, I would sing, and, like, I would lose rec time because I was singing, and I wouldn't stop. It was a way for me to cope. And most of the songs I would sing were, like, gospel songs, you know, and that would be my way of prayer, you know what I'm saying? And because it's a manifestation, you know. And I would just, like, I felt very down about being locked up. I didn't think it was fair, so I was praying, singing, things to do, like, uplift my spirit, and just have, like, hope for whenever I get out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Because even as a kid, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Even as a kid, like, you know, especially as a kid, I would say it's very traumatizing to be locked up, you know. Especially when you're not really even a bad kid, it's just for something stupid, you know. But I got picked on a lot because my biological grandmother, she raised me, because my biological mother and father wasn't there, but I always called her mom, you know. So people would make fun of me because of that.
Nah, like, I don't know, and like you said, like, it's just crazy because, like, I think there's, like, grown men that shouldn't be in jail. Like, you feel me? Like, I feel like jail or just, like, confinement isn't the answer for, like, a lot of shit. Like, you feel me? But, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, it definitely does, like, suck that you, like, went through that. But, like, I truly do believe, like, in any situation you find yourself in, you can find a silver lining, and, like, hey, like, maybe your silver lining was, like you said, like singing those songs, and, like, I don't know, like, learning that, like, not only one, like, that got you through it, but, like, that's, like, a part of you, like, you get what I mean? And, like, and shit, like, look at you now, like, you feel me? Like, you're, like, building upon that, like, you feel me? So, like, that's, like, great. So, like, I don't know, like, I guess, like shit, like, what have you been, like, doing, like, here, like, recently, for real? Like, cause, like, I don't know, I guess, like, I checked your page a little bit. I seen you, like, doing, like, open mics and stuff like that. Do you do that often?
So I'm, like, just now getting back into it. So I am a human trafficking survivor. I've been a survivor for almost 2 years now. I'll be in 2 years in. So kind of like going back to, like, I don't have much music online and stuff. So, like, I actually used to have, like, a lot of videos of me and stuff. Like, me and my mom, like, we didn't really have, like, a lot of resources. I didn't have a lot of resources and stuff growing up, like, you know, putting stuff out there, except for, like, people like Project Jericho, you know, and people like that I had met. So I had just taken videos of myself, and I would post them from the time I was 14, because I wasn't allowed to get a Facebook till I was 14, you know. And then, like, eventually all that got erased, because whenever I had met my baby dad, he was a setup by this woman that was obsessed with me since I was 12, but she was older than me. And so I didn't know he was a setup when I met him. And so
when you say setup, like, what do you mean? So
my cousin and this woman, they're older than me, right? So, like, I was, like, 12 at the time when they started preying on me. And then so it was him and his friend, and she's a girl, but she's gay, and so she's always, you know, been attracted to me. She started asking my cousin about me whenever I was younger, and so I didn't have Facebook back then. My family was like, no way you can hang out with her, because, like, talking about, you know, my cousin, he was talking about her hanging out with me and stuff. We didn't even know her. She was way older. She was in high school, you know. When I turned 18, so my cousin, he had broke up with this girl that he was with. They were, like, in love, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, me and his ex-girlfriend at the time, we started hanging out. She had moved somewhere else with her friend and become roommates. And then I was hanging out over there, and she introduced me to my baby dad. And so my cousin had got with another girl to manipulate into getting back, to manipulate into doing stuff for him before getting back with her. And so one of the things was to set me up with my baby dad. And my cousin's friend was the woman I'm talking about. So it was her baby dad too at the time, but I didn't know. So I ended up meeting him. It was my first time getting drunk and first time having sex. It was on the 4th of July, and I was with and we went on a triple date with us together and her friends and stuff. And we had got drunk in Yellow Springs, and we went back to her apartment, and me and him, we had sex. And just because of how I was raised and everything, you know, I tried to stay with him. Mm-hmm. I didn't know anything that was going on at the time, like being set up. I didn't find out until I was in my 3rd trimester with my daughter Miracle that he had a son with this woman that had been preying on me since I was young. Right. And she had been reaching out to me whenever I was like 16 on Facebook, and through like fake accounts and stuff. So like just kind of like from a distance harassing me, but I never knew her in person.
So what I'm trying to figure out is, well, why was she like fixated on you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why was she like?
I'm not really sure. I never met her in person until she had kidnapped me. Yep. And this is in 2021. Mm-hmm. So she had asked me to be with her on these different accounts. She would ask me, and then she would end up revealing her identity. And this was like a while ago, but I don't have access to those accounts anymore because after I got kidnapped and stuff, they had erased my accounts, and some accounts they're still on that I used to have access to. And she was asking me out and stuff, and you know, she would come back and try different times. I just tell her no, I'd be polite to her, you know, I wasn't disrespectful. And she would get defensive, like, am I not beautiful enough or anything? I would tell her, no, that's not the reason why. I'm just not attracted to women, you know? And, you know, I'd just rather do things in God's natural order. And so when I said that, she made a post about me online saying that I wasn't a Christian and that I hated gay people, and that's not true, you know? So then there was, like, a bunch of people saying stuff like that about me. And so she was basically, like, just trying to find things to like slander me about online and like pick and poke at me, you know, throughout the years. But I never knew her, you know, and when I got involved with my baby dad, he's a rapper, you know, and so like they knew I'd be attracted to him. Like, oh, he was into a lot of stuff that I liked, you know, and so
from your knowledge, he's a part of the setup. From your understanding, or like am I like reading that wrong?
So yes, he is a part of the setup, but also from what I know from being with him is that so the woman I was telling you about, I don't know if you have to like bleep that out later, but so she has things held over his head, my baby dad. So I don't know exactly what he did. I don't know if he killed somebody, because I know like his rage is really bad. He's threatening to kill me a lot and stuff. And I've never seen him kill anybody, but like I don't put it past him because of the things I've been through. I got a protection order against him for 5 years because of the stuff that he's done to me, and every time I go to court I get to renew it. But I caught him like in the bathroom one day. He was, you know, taking pictures in my underwear and sending it to different men, and he started crying when I was asking him what was going on, you know, and he said I was like, are you making money off of this or whatever? He said no, and he confessed to me that he's actually gay. So I feel that maybe he might be a victim of sex trafficking himself. Because I never understood the anger that he had against me, you know? Like being choked out on the ground, like telling me he's gonna kill me and stuff, put his hand over my mouth. Like, there was times he went to jail, I didn't want to call the cops. He held a gun to my baby's head, you know? I never understood it. And like, to try to find forgiveness in my heart, I try to feel like maybe it's because of what I know about him. Maybe it's just because like it wasn't toward me. It's because he was toward the situation. But he's a very demonic person, you know.
And like, what's it called? Like what's it called? I'm gonna grab you a little tissue, but like, I don't know. I just definitely just want you to know, like, especially with it being like so like early on, because like you said, like it happened like 2 years ago. Like, you're super fucking strong for like doing this. Like, you feel me? And like, I really appreciate you for coming through and like doing this, because like things like this are important. Like, you get what I mean? Because like, when you go through trauma, it makes you feel isolated and like nobody gives a fuck, and like you're the only person going through it. Which is, but in reality, like there are probably like men and women that like have gone through similar things as you. Like, you feel me? And like I don't know, like you're like hopefully God willing, like fucking like this would reach somebody and like help them like deal with like a potential situation they're going through. So like I don't know, I just really want to like say thank you for like coming through and like doing this. Like, you get what I mean? Because this is important. But here, give me
and I've had like I've had like barely any like family support too, because like whenever I had got with my baby dad, like he had put a lot of pressure on me to like put on Facebook what my cousin had, you know, did to me when I was younger. And so, you know, everybody I loved, you know, they didn't have nothing to do with me anymore, and to this day they don't.
So like, do you feel like he was like trying to separate you?
Yeah, separate me from the people that cared about me, because, you know, whenever this happened with my cousin, like only a couple of my friends knew about it, and it was because I really only told my friend, and then she ended up, whenever we got older, she ended up getting on and running her mouth and telling people. She was very jealous of me. I noticed like when we got older, she started getting on drugs. She was stealing things from me, and she's very mad because, you know, just different things, you know. She was just jealous, and that's why I didn't have a boyfriend in school either, because every time I started talking to a guy, she would sleep with him, and she knew it ruined it for me because I was abstinent, you know. And I never, you know, become sexual until like I had become an adult, you know. And in just my beliefs and stuff, I tried to stay true to them, you know. But, you know, things happen, you know. But I still, I feel very deeply, you know what I mean. And my spirit like feels everything. My ukulele friends, I used to travel out with my other cousin, and we used to go like do all types of stuff together. We was known to be playing ukulele together, harmonizing and stuff. She taught me a lot. Yeah. And whenever people didn't start seeing me anymore, hearing from me, they asked about me, is what I heard, and she told them, you don't want to know. When they asked where she says, you don't want to know. And the crazy thing is like, after I had left my baby dad, you know, and I had went through a lot, you know, and it's a very long story, but.
And you were saying, long story shorter.
Yeah.
And the last thing you were telling me was basically like you didn't find out like nothing like was going on until like your third trimester when you were pregnant.
Yes. And at that point I was isolated from my family and everything. He had ruined my source of income. So I had nothing to show for myself. I had ended up getting set up and kidnapped, and whenever this happened, all my all my social media, it had gotten erased, and they had made more social media accounts of me, like especially on Facebook, and different websites that they use to sex traffic women. And I looked different ways, you know, when they was doing this, but like just the stuff that I went through, and the toll it took on my body. There was a time like I was very skinny, like a skeleton. Naturally, I was like 150 pounds before all this stuff happened to me. And like due to stress and everything, like when I got out the situation, I only weighed like 90 pounds. And now I'm up to 112.
That's good. Congratulations.
Thank you. But social media was like a big way, you know, that they used to sex traffic me. Initially, when I got kidnapped, I had got guns held to my head. I was beat up. They had kidnapped me and my daughter Miracle, and they ended up separating me from my daughter, and Ron knocked me out. And he took me to this hotel where him and some other heavyset woman, she's very heavyset, and she had blonde hair. I don't know her name because she didn't tell me her real name, but I know that Ron Wilson was his real name, and he's in prison now for something else. But they had took me to this big hotel. It was like unlike anything I'd ever seen before, and like there was an upstairs and a downstairs, and I had woken up on the couch. and they had this wig on me, and sparkly eye stuff, and I was in this whole fishnet outfit. It was like stripper clothes, and high heels, and I walk over to this table that they're both sitting at, and I asked them what's going on, and Ron takes me by the back of the head and he slams my face on this pile of dust on the table, and he laughs at me and he tells me that's meth. And it wasn't just meth, it was a whole bunch of other things, because when I've described it to other people, I've been told, like, just the stuff that I experienced with, like, the shape shifting and different dimensions and stuff, they have mixed, like, DMT and some other things too, and I had to go to the hospital for it too, and it was really crazy. I could have lost my life.
100%. So like seeing like how you like survived this, like did like what came about of these people, like did they like go to jail, like anything like that? Like
actually, like most of them, no, they didn't end up going to jail. It was a setup, so like since she was like preying on me and I wouldn't be with her all these years, this was a setup to get custody of my daughter, which she didn't have at first. So like they had beat me while I was high on these drugs and stuff, and I was very afraid, and they had a gun pointed to my head. They made me call and say that I was a drug addict, and they had been making reports against me. I didn't know it, like before any of this happened, saying that I was a drug user, and I had never touched anything except for just weed, because my baby dad smoked it. That's how I started smoking it. But before then, like, it's something like my mom never allowed nothing, you know what I'm saying? So not even a cigarette, so I had not known what drugs even looked like, and so it was just really, it was far-fetched, what I had to pretend. And so like they made me pretend they painted me as something I wasn't, and I had to go along with it. And my initial thought, it's just like go along with it so I don't lose my life, I get to come back to my daughter, so I did report everything to the police. But his other baby dad, he admitted to me, his name's and he told me that he does pay the police off to hide stuff like this. And whenever he had spoken to me, he was laughing at me about everything, because he was messaging me and stuff. He was messaging me about stuff and just like shoving it in my face like he could get away with it. And whenever I did tell the police in Springfield, and in Springfield is where they got paid off, they was laughing in my face, because I got kidnapped from Springfield and then taken to Dayton, and because of jurisdiction, they were saying there was jurisdiction issues to why the police couldn't do certain things. And then so I reported it to Dayton police too, and they said there's nothing they could do. And then so my mom was being threatened that she'd get her head blown off if that she allowed me to come back home and help me out. So initially my baby dad, he had temporary custody. I didn't lose full custody, and so I went to Daybreak to try to build myself up. Got a job at McDonald's and stuff, and every day I was working, I was doing good, and I had an apartment upstairs waiting on me for the next week after a couple months of being there. And they set me up from the inside with this girl named they paid her in meth. Her mom was a stripper and everything, and they was actually very well off. They had a house and everything, very fancy, but she was there just to set me up. And there was drug users, so it's not like she needed to be there. You know what I mean? And so she admitted to me behind the Daybreak that they had given her a big bag of meth, because she was going in there saying that I was bullying her. And so one of the workers in the building for Daybreak, it was her last day, and her and they was in the same gang together, and so she just went along with what was doing and kicked me out that day. And there was nothing I could do because there was no supervisors that day, because it was at the nighttime and it's on the weekend. And there was an automatic, once you get kicked out, you get kicked out for 2 weeks. And I told them what was going to happen to me as we're going to be set up.
Right. So, and you're talking about Daybreak and if people don't know, Daybreak is basically kind of like this housing program for kids and young adults, and basically in tough situations.
And I was 21 at the time. And so I went through that, and there was a guy I used to talk to, every day after work. His name's Cash, and he took me to this guy's house. I didn't know, that he was also a setup, but like he was a friendly face to me, So like I didn't think there was I didn't have much else of a choice, So I just went with him. I took my stuff. I went with him to this guy's house, and there was a group of people that went with us that we knew, that we used to hang out with, and we used to smoke, after I got out of work, before coming back to Daybreak, and we went to the guy's house, and whenever the next morning, it was like supposed to be a party the next morning, everybody was gone except for just Cash, and I told him, let's go, and he ended up making me stay there with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He went by Zoe, and he did this to me like with a few different guys, and he'd get paid for it. And he was like beating me and stuff, Mm-hmm. He was my first pimp. I got away from him. I met some other people, I tried to get away.
Yeah.
He was involved also in this, so Cash's brother is a rapper, and so like my baby dad's a rapper too. So the sex ring that they put me in, that they sold me in, is ran by these rappers that are more higher up in Dayton. I don't know if you want to blot this out, but they're called NPRG. I know I understand the risk of putting this out there, but I was just gonna talk.
I mean, shit.
Tell my story.
Shit, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like I'm an independent media source. Like, you feel me? And like that's kind of like why like I made this channel, is to get like people's like stories like out there, and like like honestly, you ask me, like, shit, I don't give a fuck. Like, you feel me? Like, your story is like your story, and like fucking like nobody can like take that away from you. Like, even if they do, like, you feel me? Like because like obviously like it sounds like people like forced you into like these situations. Like, you get what I mean?
Yes.
And like I don't know. Like, you feel me? Like I don't know. Just like hearing,
because I really wanted to be loyal to my baby dad, and he really didn't. He had so much anger to me, rage, because he didn't want to even be with a woman, and he's got kids and stuff, holding everything above his head. Crazy story. Like, well, I don't know. Go ahead. You go ahead.
No. I wasn't like saying nothing too crazy. I was just like basically saying that whatever your story is and what version you want out there, like that's what I'm like here to do. And like, I don't know. There's nothing that like hell, like fucking Elon Musk, that nigga can fall from the sky right now and be like, hey, bro, don't put that up. I'm putting that motherfucker up. You feel me? So so literally whatever like you want to say, like, yes, it's your floor.
Well, they started plotting this whenever like in my third trimester of pregnancy with Miracle. He got involved with NPRG. He was battle rapping with these guys, and he got involved with Dylan Nelson. He made NPRG, and it's kind of like something all over the states.
Yeah. So explain. So like break it down for me. Explain it to me, like, cause I'm not too familiar like with this like rap group or like anything like that. Like, you feel me? And like I'm from Dayton. Like, I've lived here my entire life.
So it stands for Money, Power, Respect, God.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a group of these rappers that they're into a lot of drug and sex trafficking, and I know that children are even involved. And they get away with it because the money, and they disguise themselves as just being a rap collective, and they're really bad people. And I know this from experience because they sex traffic me. So my baby dad, he was in that group for a little bit, and Dylan, I don't have the messages anymore, but
is he no longer in that group?
No, he made the group.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So the group is kind of popular, and he's involved like with this thing he made called Felon Mills. So like, I don't know what he's a felon for, but I know that he says he's a felon, and he made this thing called Felon Mills. And so there's that. And so he's from out of Dayton, I think. I know he lives in Dayton, and he does like all his stuff is in Dayton. And that's where I got sex trafficked. So Cash's brother, he's one of the rappers, and then my baby dad, he got involved with those rappers, and Dylan, he was threatening me back when I was pregnant, even that he was going to sex traffic me and stuff. They was saying some really bad, like terrible things about me in like the battle raps and stuff. And I didn't understand why. They didn't even know me. You know, I met them like maybe once or twice before all this stuff had happened to me at shows. But I guess it's because that's what they was plotting, but I didn't know about these people until until like he got into the battle rap, you know.
So just so I can have like the series of events to make sure like I'm understanding what you're saying. So boom, basically, like you said, like you had ended up like meeting your baby dad, and like you said, like you didn't know, but like they were low key like working to like get you into this situation.
Yeah.
And basically, once they got you into this situation, they use things like force. What's the word? They use like force, blackmail to like to keep you in this situation, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And like I don't know, and like.
And it ended up getting like really, really bad, like to the point where like eventually, like I was trying to fight, you know, like I ended up actually like I snitched on a lot of my and they ended up going to jail, but not for sex trafficking or for like any time I was sexually assaulted. Dayton is like one of the top leading places in like the state or the world or something right now for sex trafficking, and there have yet been no convictions of sex trafficking, although they are aware that is taking place.
Right, and like so, I guess that's my fault for cutting you off, and I guess that's where I'm so like. I guess I'm like naive to it, like you get what I mean, because like I wouldn't because again like if you don't hang around sex traffickers, like you don't know like how this shit works, so like I wouldn't even know like understand like how this like all breaks down. So like I don't know, I guess like kind of like where were like the areas like you would be in like stuff like that.
So like I would say like all over Dayton. So like I was around like where say the rich folks were too. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't a streetwalker. They sold me online. Yeah. Forced to take a lot of videos and pictures and stuff, and then they would have guys meet up with me at hotels and different things, or I'd have to go with the guys, and then you know the more I start, the like more down in the gutter things would get. So like say I would be like in a more nicer area, I had to go to like a more grittier area, you know what I'm saying? And so like worse, you know, it would just get worse and worse, and it got to the point where like and
like you're saying like it got worse because you were or just in general.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I was snitching. That's how like the situations where I was being sex trafficked ended up getting more dangerous and more life-threatening and more violent. From what I understand is like, you know, some things happened to me where I had to be brought back to life already, and I remember those experiences, and I remember almost dying, and I remember like pleading out to God for my life, and he ended up getting me out the situation, and the most horrible that it had gotten, like whenever I was pregnant with my second daughter, and she's actually out in the parking lot right now with my mom.
Beautiful. Oh, I got two kids myself. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And so she had this plan to want to get custody of my second daughter, because I had lost temporary custody of my first one. And now I don't have custody of her at all, like which you know I am working on it, you know.
Okay, and you were gonna you said you were gonna tell the story of your second daughter.
Yes. So I was being threatened when I was on Avenue. I was held hostage in this guy's bedroom. There was padlocks and everything, and most of the time he had me restrained, and I was there throughout mostly the duration of my pregnancy. When I was restrained, you know, I had my ankles were so swollen from water weight and not being able to move or have any blood flow to my body that you could not see my ankles, and it was not fat, I was just really that swollen. And I was not allowed to use the restroom. I was being force fed, and I didn't think that I would even have my child because of the situation and being set up with my first one the way that I was. Everything, it was a miracle how I got out, you know. I was being force fed, was bringing the supply to, and she made her instructions very clear on what she wanted, and he did just that, and I had to lay in the bed peeing and pooping on myself, pregnant, very hungry, starving most of the time, and sometimes he would feed me, and then other times he wouldn't. And I remember a time where I was so hungry and thirsty, and one of his ways of torturing me was he brought me a chunk of ice from the freezer, like a literal chunk of ice, and gave it to me. And I was so thirsty and hungry that I bit into it, and it broke my tooth. And I knew that it had broken, but the pain in my tooth didn't compare to the pain in my belly from being starved while being pregnant and everything else. And so whenever I got out of this situation, I had what they called a hot tooth. It was infected. I had to get a new tooth because of that too. But I'll tell you how I got out the situation. So the last 2 weeks of being there, she had a bountiful supply of like that she was bringing, but then he was like giving it away and stuff. And so whenever he had ran out, he was having withdrawal and his head was hurting, and it was around the time that I was giving birth. So I was giving birth in the house, and so he ended up calling 911 because he didn't want to deal with it, he said. But he didn't expect me to tell the people in the ambulance what was going on. I told them as soon as they came, because he was afraid that, of course I was scared regardless, but what would lying do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would never get out the situation.
Yeah, literally. Like you can't go further than hell. Like, you get what I mean? Like, literally.
But I had prayed. I was praying to God, and like the Holy Spirit intervened, and he made my mind clear. You know what I mean? I was praying the whole time, and I knew what I was doing. I just trusted in Him, because I told Him, I said, God, if you just help me get out this situation without dying, because He told me His plans, and so did they was going to kill me and sex traffic my daughter too. And so I kept just praying. I was like, God, if you get me out this situation, I will do whatever. I will speak about this. Just use me, you know what I'm saying, as a tool. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that that's what it was going to be. My bad for crying again, but that's my purpose. You know what I mean? And like that's the only light about it, is like really knowing that I come through a situation that like I know the extent of sex trafficking enough that I can shed some light and bring awareness to people that need awareness, and then so that way people that are stuck in these situations, nobody's believing them because they're getting set up, they're getting drugged, they're getting, getting blackmailed, all types of things, and it's not their fault. And like I want people to know, I want any victim, man or woman or child, to know that no matter what they blackmail you with, it's gonna hurt for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But just fight, and you tell your truth, because the truth is what's gonna get you there, is what's gonna make you come out alive and come out stronger. And you're gonna be able to do the same thing, try to encourage people. And I don't know how much I'm encouraging people now, but I know that my story is reaching a little bit so far.
Yes. No. Real shit. Like, I don't know. I just like super appreciate you like doing this, man. Like, cause it's beyond, like, for me, like I just be trying to get people on the podcast, start conversations and stuff like that. But like, this is like, your story is like super important and like valuable. Like, you get what I mean? And like, I don't know. I'm just super like, it just makes me thankful to have you sitting here in front of me. Like, you get what I mean? Like, cause like, your life could have went down like so many different paths like after that, but like you said, like you chose to speak to God and to be like, yo, like, you get me out of this, like whatever it is after this, like I'm gonna like try to live my best way, like in that image, like, you get what I mean? And like, you like, literally just from like the outside looking in, like you're doing that, like, you get what I mean? And like I get like some like just like, again, like I haven't went through nothing like you went through, but like just dealing with trauma in general, like it sneaks up on you like some days, like, you get what I mean? And like some days are like harder than others, but like, nah, like, you feel me, like you're doing the damn thing. And like the only thing like I could say to you is like you're definitely doing the right thing, and like you understand your path better than me. So like, whatever that path is, like, man, like drive down that bitch like 100%, like, you feel me, like because like that's the only life like worth living, like, you feel me? And like I don't know, it just sucks, like, you feel me, that people like try to use like fear and like power to really try to control a person. Like, you get what I mean? Like I don't know. Like, I guess I never like was able to wrap my mind around like a concept like that. Like, you feel me? Like, somebody literally like trying to control every aspect of your life. Like, I don't know, but like so yeah, like you said, so like I don't know, I guess like just kind of like break down like basically like you getting out the situation, like a little bit like of the like aftermath, like kind of like what that was like for you.
So it was very like, I was very happy, you know, to be out the situation, and like, but it was very scary when social services came and they told me that, you know, essentially they were saying that the guy, he was claiming that he didn't do any of the things that I was telling them, and that it was my fault that there was drugs in my system. So I was very scared, you know, that they were going to take my baby. I had to agree to going to a rehab in order to keep her. And I would say, like, you know, God, he delivered me as soon as I delivered the baby, you know, saying I was delivered from everything, because even drugs didn't have a stronghold on me.
Yeah. And that's honestly, that's crazy. That really is. Yeah.
Because I went to a rehab, and it was 5 times throughout the week, and they had treated me for and so they did give me medication for it. At first I was taking it, but I only took it like to, you know, appease the children's services workers and stuff like that. But I told them, I said, I really don't believe in, like, you know, putting like these unnatural substances in my brain,
like these chemicals.
Because I believe that you know, as long as I'm praying, you know, God will get me through the hard times, because that's how I've always done it. So I told them that, and they said all right. And so I ended up quit going. They closed out the case and everything, and they seen, you know, the baby was good every time. And since then I have tried to, you know, build my platform back up with the music. Getting my daughter back has been very hard, just due to the way my oldest daughter, Miracle, has been.
I was going to ask her name.
Yeah, it's been very hard, like, just due to the circumstances of being blackmailed and having no money for a lawyer and stuff. And I've not been able to have a steady job yet, because with my traffickers harassing me, I have actually at some points have had to have cops out to my house daily, making reports. I'm constantly have to be to court in time, trying to get protection orders and stuff. And they don't always go through, but I have to be persistent in order to make sure that they will eventually go through.
100%. And like, I don't know, because sorry for cutting you off, but like, I just hope that, like, you, like, again, I just hope, like, I just hope one thing that deters them is, like, you being visible. Like, you get what I mean? Like for example, like this, like, podcast, like, you get what I mean? Because, like, I'm, like, posting this shit. Like, I'm gonna, like, I'll try to put it in like, dating groups and do what I can. And, like, I don't know, like, hopefully, like, that just deters them to, like, leave you the fuck alone. Because, like, this is crazy. Like, it's craziness.
You know, it's, my, trafficker, I said trafficker. My trafficker, you know, she's who has custody of my daughter right now. So I was going to explain. So with me losing temporary custody with her initially, I mean, I was being sex trafficked. You know, my mom, she couldn't let me home and stuff. Eventually, like, whenever things had got more, like, bad, like, people weren't really hearing from me and stuff. And here's the thing, like, I got set up to, like, there was pretend to be me on Facebook, you know. They've made a lot of like, screenshots, like, of me saying things that's not me, you know, with my picture, some dating years back, and I don't know how they did this, you know, but some dating years back to, like, 2016, and pictures of me when I was a minor, and it wasn't me. But I know that she's been spying on me for longer than that, you know. And so there's that, you know, against me and stuff. And then there was like what they did with the recordings and stuff. And then so I couldn't fight for her during the time I was sex trafficked. But my baby dad ended up losing temporary custody of Miracle, and then naturally custody went to my mother, and she ended up getting full custody, but from Clark County.
Yep.
Now some of her family is in law enforcement, and like she's been a prostitute from like what I have heard from other people that like know her now. Like they have told me that she's been a prostitute from the time she was just a little girl. So like she's very well experienced in like getting away with this type of stuff and like abusing children and things like that. And so where was I at? My bad.
You were talking about your mom got custody of your daughter Miracle.
The custody, yeah. So she had ended up going to Montgomery County is what I was going to say next. Yes. Montgomery County courts to file for custody of Miracle, and it got taken from my mom out of Clark County, which is actually illegal. And she's no blood relationship to me or my daughter, and she's never been married to my baby dad. And like from my understanding, he doesn't really want to be with either of us, you know, because he's gay, and I don't want to be with him, you know what I'm saying?
Right, because like, how can you have custody of of a child that's like she's not blood related to? Like that don't that don't add up like that.
She's gone into court and like made a bunch of lies about me. And like so whenever I was being held hostage by in that place that I was telling you about on Avenue, so she took my mom to court then, and I wasn't able to be present for that court date, and the cops ended up coming to my mom's house and taking Miracle from her and everything, and I just don't know how it happened, but I wasn't able to be present, so that's what the judge used as an excuse.
Right.
Well, not the judge, but the magistrate.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to go in front of the judge. The magistrate, I seen him, he told me that with the amount of evidence that I handed to him, that it would take him 2 weeks to review it all, and I went there at like 2 p.m. something in the day, and then the very next morning when I got my papers back, it said that he denied my custody the very next day at 11 a.m. And so he lied, you know. And my mom, she's even a witness to this. Like the magistrate was literally flirting back and forth in the courtroom and winking. And then in the courtroom, she had these screenshots where she had accused me of sending her messages saying that she had sex with the magistrate, and I never said that. And so it just looked like they was trying to cover up something.
Yeah, like a lot of like funny shit going on. Like,
yeah.
Like I don't know, that all sounds crazy. Like, I mean, cause like literally, so like, cause going back to like what you said about them like making pages and stuff.
Yeah.
So like what?
Well, like she's posted stuff about herself on pages that she's made of me to make me look crazy, like I'm defaming her, and like I've not done that. I don't like not even wanted her name really out there, you know what I'm saying, because she wants to make herself so relevant to me so bad, you know. It sucks that that she's even gotten away with as much as she's gotten away with, and has my daughter and stuff, but at least she doesn't have my daughter. And I have she made a false police report, so like my daughter, true story, she doesn't have a babysitter. Okay, so considering the fact that I don't have a job, you know what I'm saying, we don't have a babysitter. My mom, if I do go somewhere, my mom's always watching her. So like I especially do what's happened, like I would never let nobody watch her. Yeah. She made a report. She made fake screenshots with an account saying that she was my daughter's babysitter, and said that I was hanging my daughter out of the window when my mom was driving, trying to like give her road rash or something.
Just saying shit.
Yes, and so said that I beat on my mom, which is actually my grandmother, by the way, like biologically. It's crazy. And she's gone through chemo and radiation 5 times throughout the week just recently, so it's like, that's crazy talk. I helped take care of her, you know what I mean? So she made screenshots, turned it into the police. Police come to my house, and then she tried to make a report, and then so my baby dad was texting me at the very same time saying that we're going to take your baby. She really tried to legally kidnap my second one. Yeah. And so at this point, they're starting to see, like, since I do have something going for myself. Like my mom's a witness. I take care of my child. I take care of my mother. I show up to events and I perform. You know, I'm not on drugs. You know what I'm saying? The cops are starting to see where she's just full of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And like fucking like damn, I just lost my train of thought. Fuck, I forgot. You keep going.
Like at this point, like you know, plenty of officers in Clark County have like admitted like they would want.
I'm sorry. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, because like you said, like basically like the stuff going on with like your first daughter and like how that happened, like.
So it's all through
because like you said, like the way you explained it to me, like you said, like that don't sound like legally right either.
It's not. So it's like sex trafficking. It's the sex trafficking in Dayton.
Certain things that they should give a fuck about, they don't seem like they do.
Like their war right now is on drugs, but like you know, like you still know how like a lot of they hate like people who are on drugs and stuff. You know, some of them like to be very clean cut, but something that they can't live without is sex. And a lot of them have sex addictions. Guys, you know, like they have, and not even just guys, women too, you know, because like women are actually the worst when it comes to this because the women, they seem so innocent and pure. They're the ones that will open the door to this, a lot of this, you know what I'm saying, for the men, and just make it run smoothly, you know. So, yeah, like a lot of them will become just to get away with things that they're not supposed to, and you know, be able to hide it from their families because their family, they already view them as, you know, very, very high, you know. Right. So it's a lot of that. Just it's very corrupt. And another thing that's crazy is, you know, she's this all is going through like Montgomery County and stuff, and she lives in Midway, which is right next to New Carlisle, right next to me. And she moved there like right after I had come home and I had my daughter. And so she's like, I've got word from like all over town, different businesses, and you know, it's like everywhere I've been going to, in general, like even just people down the street, you know, she's literally taking her time to go places and go meet people on the street that, you know, are associated with my name or just know me, and just spread lies about me. And she's trying to find out things about my daughter. She wants to know what her name is. She wants to know if anybody besides me has custody of her.
So you feel like she's trying to get custody of your... So you think she's trying to get custody of your other daughter?
Yeah, I know she is because she's admitted it. And, you know, she tried to blackmail me recently and set me up with that police report, you know, and the lie is saying that she had a babysitter, and that's not even true. She doesn't have a babysitter, you know. Making these fake screenshots and stuff.
My fault. I'm restarting these.
You're fine.
She makes stuff up about you.
Yeah, and so she's trying to get people to relay information to her about like everything about my second daughter, and like especially the most important thing she wants to know is who my second daughter's dad is. And that she will never find out.
Hell yeah. And like I don't know, like fucking like I don't know, like there's definitely like a lot of like dark takeaways from like the stories like you're telling me, but at the same time, like there's just...
I mean, she might be able to find out, but like I know because like I know who killed him. He actually got killed.
Oh, so he's deceased. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why it's even harder for her to find out anything. But
I mean, I don't want this to sound morbid, but like maybe that's a good thing. Like I don't know if you like.
But I, you know, I'm not sure. I know he left me in some like bad situations, you know. So like, you know, but he himself, he told me he knew he was gonna die, and like I know who had him on the hit list. It was one of my traffickers. So like, say she probably will be able to figure him out easily, but like, if she speaks on it, then people are gonna want to ask, how do you know? How do you know that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because only people that know who my child's baby dad is would be people that hurt me, you know, and like and that had something to do with killing him. But he was on one of my traffickers hit list. I ended up meeting him at a hotel whenever one of my I had told on him, and they took him to jail for all the crack cocaine he had. He had like 5 pounds of it in the hotel, but they didn't take him away for sex trafficking me or anything else, you know. One of the pimps I was telling you about, like that he got arrested at the hotel. He he told me that he was actually being forced to do stuff, like to be forced to sex traffic me. And
see, now that's deep. That's
and
crazy.
so I will tell you something about him. So like, I'm not gonna put his name out there, but like, I kind of want you to know what he told me, and like it seems like he might be telling the truth because he took me to meet his daughter, and his daughter told me, and she's like the same age as me, and she told me that the same group of people I'm telling you about that sex trafficked me, they gang raped her, and they raped her mom too. They got her mom separated from her dad. They want to be together, can't even be together because of the life they have to live. And so she has like 3 babies, and so they was threatening at that time because things were not going the way they wanted it to go, and I was not trying to me and that guy we had built a relationship, and I was not trying to. He was not being as like forceful with me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so things ended up started getting like bad with the other people. They was threatening to like kill his grandbabies, his daughter's children, if or rape them, you know what I'm saying, if he wasn't going to kill me. So I had gotten like some really bad situations with him and stuff, and he kept telling me like, you know, he did some really messed up stuff to me, you know, and I almost ended up dying a few times, being brought back to life one time, and he ended up like just admitting to like a lot of stuff he was being forced to do, and like trying to show me like some evidence like with his daughter and having her speak with me and stuff. So like
so like you kind of feel like you've seen like a more genuine side from him or something.
Yeah, and and he's not the first man either, because and it's like really a spiritual battle, especially with like these like drugs and people that are on drugs, because you're like more open, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I had this guy one time, he was like, he was doing some really messed up stuff to me too, and like he ended up like being scared of me, and he ended up like going in the corner, and like he was on drugs and stuff, and he was like you're God or whatever, it's telling me that like, it's telling me to leave you alone, it's like trying to protect you from me. And yeah, and so like he was afraid that he was going to get hurt like by my angels, you know. And so like I've actually seen stuff like that. And so the guy I was telling you about before this other guy, you know, at the hotel and stuff, he had told me that he had just like he had grew up like in church and stuff too, and like I just like reminded him of like how he grew up. He felt like he seen like a light in me, you know, and he didn't really want me to die, because he admitted to me that he had killed people before. And then the other girls that were around, some of them end up dying, and they warned me ahead of time. They said, I know what's going to happen to me. They're going to drug me with fentanyl, and I'm going to die. And those girls did die from fentanyl. But they don't get any justice, though, because of the lifestyle they was forced into. Right. And it makes it look like they overdosed themselves.
It's like an image or whatever.
It makes it look like they did it themselves, you know. But they already told me. I knew, you know. It's like a couple months. I'm hearing like a couple months after I'm home and stuff, like some of these women are dead, and it's really crazy.
So like,
and there's also like a biker gang that's involved too. There was a couple people that I know that's from the biker gang. Yeah. You
like? Do you think they're connected to like the M3
the
people you were talking about?
Yes, they are connected, because it's the so that is where that comes into play, because there are like all those people, those bikers and the renegades, they're like heads, you know.
So crazy story. I'll give you a crazy story. Don't know if they're related or not, but down the road there's actually a biker bar right down the road, right? And randomly one night, in the middle of the night, like I was going downstairs taking out the trash, there was literally some random like white lady running from bikers, and like basically she had hid in one of these closets down here, and like literally like I was just minding my fucking business, like I knew she was down there, all that. Long story short, like biker guys end up coming around, like they're down there like scrummaging around, so I was like, fuck, I'm about to pop down there. I'm like, yo, like what's up, like y'all good, like you feel me? So basically, I ended up lying to them, telling them that like there's no girl here the whole time. Like she's down there in the fucking closet. Like you feel me? Like again, I don't know if those like are related at all, but like I don't know. Like, that's just like that's crazy, literally. Like I don't know. Like who knows what she could have been running from? Like you feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. They were. They biker people. They're like very possessive, like over like the women. You know, it's like me. I never agreed to be in no biker or nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just they're just like you're ours. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
They feel like they could do what they want type shit.
Yeah, and like that's whenever I was on Mary Avenue. And they were very racist too. Like I wasn't allowed to like talk to any black people, and there was always like threatening murder and stuff. And like sometimes, you know, like when I would be locked in this room, they would bring me like okay, so like there was like security cameras everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And like in this room where I was in, the guy, he actually had like a big flat screen TV that covered his whole wall. And so like security cameras like down around the house, I could see everything. It's like there was like a box for everything, you know, for each room, and then like the outside too. So like I see them go out the back, you know what I'm saying? I'd hear screams and stuff. I didn't know what was going on. They would bring me like the stuff to making wigs, you know? And then they would bring me back human hair after I had just heard like screaming and stuff. I had to do what they said though, you know what I'm saying? So like I was making wigs, you know what I'm saying? Like out of this human hair after
hearing. Don't know where it came from, like.
But I have a good like feeling where it come from. It made me sick, you know? Yeah, and like when I wake up in the morning, like when I wake up, I throw up, you know?
Yeah. So are you like, I don't know, because like, I don't know, girl, like you've been through like a whole lot, like you feel what I mean? So like I don't know, like what are you doing like nowadays to like I guess like keep you on the right path, or just to help your mental? Like for one example, I can only imagine like your daughter like helps out a lot with that.
Yes, if it wasn't for my second born daughter right now, like I definitely I wouldn't feel as bright in my days, you know? She definitely helps me to get out of the bed in the morning and remember who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I get up and you know, put my face on, you know what I'm saying? And instead of losing myself, you know what I mean? And she reminds me who I am. She looks just like me, you know what I'm saying? Both of my babies do. They're like carbon copies of me, you know? And you know, I just love that, you know, about my baby. Like my first child being gone, like I'm empty.
Yeah, I know that sucks. I know it has to. Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, my child, like she just she fills up a lot of that emptiness, and like I look at her, I see her big sister, and I know that there's nothing that's going to take me off this path to saving her and getting her back home to where she needs to be, where she belongs, you know?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like some things are, if this makes sense, some things are more precious than like life or death itself. Like you get what I mean? So like that's literally like whatever you gotta do.
And people like, you know, they want to know like this. I get called stupid a lot. I get made fun of, especially, you know, of course by my abusers I get made fun of. But I you know, some people, they just judge me and they call me stupid. Like, why do you speak out about these things? You know, you could get killed. You know, all the bad stuff that you could think bad to happen to a person has happened to me. I've lost my best friends, you know, because of this. I mean, like, you know, getting hurt and everything by these people. Well, now, and my daughter, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, but the thing that she's been through and just not being in control of how to help that right in the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's tough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's definitely a big accomplishment to like overcome that stuff and just keep focused on where I'm going.
Yeah, 100%. And like the journey, like don't stop. Like you give me, like I don't give a fuck, like if it's like literally like half an inch closer towards your goal, like you feel me, as long as you have a goal, like you're gonna get to it. Like you get what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you want like custody of your first daughter, like I have no doubt that like as long as you stick on the path that you're on, like you're gonna do, like that's gonna happen for you. Like you give me, and like and like again, I don't know like what life like has for you, like you feel me, like shit, like hopefully like these guys, like they just leave you alone, but like hell, even if they don't, like at the end of the day, like you just give me the vibe that like you're a strong person, like you get what I mean, and like you can like make it through this shit, like you for real, and like because like there's probably like so many people that like that would have died in your situation. Like, you get what I mean?
And many that have, and I believe it's because like they were too afraid to speak up. But it's like, that's why I speak up, because like it's already, I've had worse things happen to me already.
Exactly.
So I'm not really scared of anything anymore. Like, like, I might seem like nervous sometimes, and like that's nerves, in general. But like fear itself, like I have none, because God is in me. You know,
100%.
And I'm very confident, like in a lot of situations now. And because like it's like, if I don't speak, I don't fight, then what am I doing? Then what am I doing? Like, I wouldn't be. What type of person would I be? What type of a mother? I mean, it's crazy that people would just expect, somebody that loves their child so much to, allow themselves to be disregarded like trash in a sex trafficking ring, and then like just stay there, like they thought I wasn't gonna make it out alive, and like here I am speaking out against it,
Yeah, 100%.
And it's like that's probably because the love of my daughter, what I'm saying? Because I'll be honest with you, when I went through this stuff and I didn't know how I was gonna get out, when I felt like I wanted to die, when I wanted to give up, like, because that stuff will make anybody like want to die in those moments. You don't want to experience that. Like, you're getting like really like touched in ways you don't want to be touched, and just nonstop, it's really, it does something to your soul. You want to just like literally rip your flesh out and crawl out of your skin. Like, that's literally like how I felt, and I love my daughter so much. It's like that there's nothing they could do to me that would make me give up. So I went through it all, and I go through anything, what I'm saying, for my babies.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, anything.
No, like 100%. Like,
because like a lot of women, like they'll give up. A lot of them, like they'll turn to drugs and stuff, be addicted. Like this, like they have you trapped even more that way. You know what I'm saying? But like, you gotta think about your children, and no matter what they got holding over your head, like, who's to say? Like, what are you gonna do? Just stay in the situation, or who's to say you might get out? Yeah. And you believe you will. You will. If I could do it, you could do it.
Yeah, 100%. Like the thin line between like what happens in your life, I truly do believe it's having that belief. Like, you get what I mean? Like, because like everything starts with like a couch. I said a couch. Everything starts with a thought. Like the fucking couch you're on, like the mic I have. Like, somebody believed that they could make this shit. Like, you get what I mean? Yeah. So like literally, like I don't know. Belief is like such a like a powerful thing, and like I don't know, like it definitely seems like that's like a testament to like your entire life. Like, you get what I mean? Like, real shit. Like, and like I don't know, like well damn, like what's it called, like this is all super good. Like, I don't know, like we're probably gonna like wrap it up here soon, but like I don't know, I just want to make sure like you get everything out far as like your story, and far as like stuff like your music. So like basically, like, I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, how do you plan to push your message further? Like you get what I mean?
So I want to do it through like, things like this is like a really good start, and like through music. I want to really write about my story. I really want to get to a place in my life where like I can focus not so much on like the core stuff, and like I get a time to myself, because like I have so much built up musically that I would just like to express, you know what I'm saying? And
I think that would be a good start.
Yeah, it's a lot, and like not even just like on a like, the stuff about like on a positive note too, you know what I mean? Like but just like to tell a story, like for years I've been blackmailed, and people have posed as me, and there's been a false picture painted of me to the public, and so the more I can express my true authentic self, the more healing I find. Because taking back my power, and my voice it's very important to me. It's probably like, it's the most important thing I probably have in this life. No, is my voice.
It definitely is. Like, you feel me? Because like you got those like fucking losers that like try to like they tried to put you down. Like, you give me like they try to like put negativity into your life, and like literally like you doing better for yourself. That's you taking that negativity and like turning it into something like great. Like, you get what I mean? So like not like 100%. Like, you feel me? Like, your voice is like the most important thing you got. Like, you feel me?
And I want my enemies to know too that like no matter what they did to me through the puking and the crying that I have had to deal with in the aftermath, I am still going to speak on it.
Yeah, 10 toes down. You
Yes.
feel me? Like you're fucking here. Like, you feel me? Like you're breathing. You got life, and literally, like, nobody like can stop you. Like, you go what I mean? Like 100%.
Appreciate you.
And like yeah, and like I can just tell, like, you feel me? Like just from like scrolling through your page, just even like a little bit, like you definitely seem like a bright person. Like, you get what I mean? So like I can only like guarantee that, like, you keep like doing what you're doing, like, you feel me, like, it's literally gonna paint the picture you want to be painted, like, you feel me, versus like a motherfucker making a fake page about you and like trying to make like literally trying to make a version of yourself that doesn't exist. Like,
yes, like, well, you know,
you posting this shit, like, does the exact opposite.
Yes, and you know, like, the way they had painted, like, set me up to, you know, be trafficked and on drugs and stuff against my will, you know, that lifestyle, I didn't want it. I didn't agree to be a part of it, and they forced me into that, and I was threatened. I was scared. I had a lot of bad stuff happen to me. So like, they have had my platform for so long, and they depicted a version of me that's just that they created, you know. And I rose above that, and I got back to myself, you know, very quickly, you know. After being able to come home and, you know, having my child, you know, was a very strong breakthrough, because I was praying for my breakthrough before it even happened, you know. Yeah. And so you know, I believe that, you know, the Holy Ghost really like intervened.
Fuck yeah. Any like final thoughts, final messages that you want to give to like people in your situation, went through your situation, or anything like that?
Yes, like, if anybody's like been in a situation like me where they have been blackmailed, it doesn't matter what has happened. You know, maybe you did something, maybe you were framed to look like you did something really horrible, you know, like, all the above has happened to me. And I just wanted you to know, like, just speaking out on it and just taking that leap of faith instead of being silent, because I'll tell you, when you are silent, you let them win, because they have control over you. Like, these people, you know, they're gang stalkers and stuff. They are influenced by the devil, and these demonic entities, they try to come into your life and monitor you and take control of you and find things, your vices or whatever, or find personal information and whatever. And you know, in my case, sometimes they even like build fake accounts of you, and they have all these people against you, gang stalking, you know. And if you just believe in yourself that you will make it and that you will rise against it, you will do it. And all it takes is what's in here and what's in here.
100% powerful words from the great Angel. And like, what's it called? I really appreciate you for coming through. This is another episode of LS Review. Hopefully we can like work on some more stuff in the future, because I'm not gonna lie, like, I really like your vibe, and like I don't know.
I feel like maybe I have more to say, but like, I lose my train of thought a lot. Kind of like, I get a little nervous, to be honest with you. But like, you know, if we want to like come back to it or something, you know, that's good too. But like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, but you know, I got a lot to say, always on this subject, you know, but my mind does go blank kind of quick, and it's kind of a part of the PTSD. Yeah.
No, yeah, and like, no, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I can like definitely like tell that, because like, again, like PTSD, like, it does that. Like, it takes like certain like things out of your brain, and you're like, what were I talking about again? Yes. But like, what's your socials? Where can people find you? Your full name, all that.
Okay, so yes, on Facebook, I do have an account, Angel Fannin, but there are a lot of Angel Fannin accounts that are up. So this one would be linked to my music page on Facebook. It's not like it's a professional page for music. It's Angel Marie, and that's linked to my Instagram profile, which is at Angel_Marie 360. And so you can find all that through probably the link to my Instagram, Angel Marie _360.
Alrighty. Yeah. Well, we're gonna call this episode a wrap. LS Review. Yeah, that's it, everybody.
Hey, you wanna hear me play my ukulele?
Yeah, for sure.
So this is a Christian punk rock song. I forget what it's called. It's by Children 18-3. Oh, isn't it easier if you want it like that, to run back, then we'll sit around and cry. Oh, honestly, if you try to find the problem here, you probably will. And it's okay to cry, and it's right to try. Just don't let it bring on a standstill, 'cause these things all take time. Gonna listen to the wind blow over the branches, listen to the waves crash on the shore. I don't have a big plan, just small glances, and it's okay to be unsure. Ooh. Oh, honestly, if you try and grasp at an empty heaven, or bank your hopes on rain that may not fall, I'm not expressing failure, I'm just suggesting the walk you first call. 'Cause these things all take time. We're gonna listen to the wind blow over the branches, listen to the waves crash on the shore. You'll never move ahead